News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Ricks. And that's your closing bell on Wall Street. The Dow added 388 points today, up 0.8%. The Nasdaq was up 269 points, up 1.2%. And the S&P climbed 67 points. It was up more than 1%. The 10-year Treasury yield's at 4.2%. The 2-year yield's closer to 3.68%. Brent crude closed at $100 a barrel for the third straight session, down 3.3% today. And West Texas Intermediate was down over 5% at closer to $94 a barrel. That slide mostly thanks to the U.S. letting Iran continue to ship its oil via the Strait of Hormuz. The International Energy Agency also said today that it has more emergency reserves that could be made available if needed. Still, President Trump says attacking oil infrastructure on Iran's main export hub of Harg Island is still on the table following multiple strikes on military targets there this weekend.
We can do that on 5 minutes notice. It'll be over. But for purposes of someday rebuilding that country, I guess we did the right thing. But it may not stay that way.
Trump warned he'll consider more strikes if Iran continues to interfere with shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. Traffic through the strait has been effectively shut down since the war started more than 3 weeks ago. And the president's now demanding support to reopen the waterway. But Bloomberg's Tyler Kendall tells us allies are hesitant about getting involved.
And as you mentioned at the top there, President Trump is now demanding that allies take part in potential naval escorts to secure the strait, though at the moment it appears that our allies are wary of that movement. A NATO official did confirm in a statement with Bloomberg News earlier today that individual allies are in talks with the U.S. about what more could be done in regards to the strait, but it appears that efforts are falling short of a full naval mission. For example, we heard from the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer earlier this morning, who said that a NATO mission will not be sent to secure the strait, though people familiar with the matter do tell us here at Bloomberg News the UK is floating some other potential options that could be put on the table, including potentially deploying autonomous mine hunting drones.
Meantime, Secretary Bessent is downplaying implications from Trump's potential delay to China following the president's push for Beijing to get involved and send warships to Hormuz. The trip's scheduled for later this month, and Bessent tells CNBC talks of a delay are just a false narrative.
If the meeting for some reason is rescheduled, it would be rescheduled because of logistics. The president wants to remain the NDC to coordinate the war effort, and that traveling abroad at a time like this may not be optimal.
Bessent is in Paris right now, along with U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer. The two just wrapped up a day and a half of meetings with their Chinese counterparts. Big news from Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang today.
I'm here to tell you that right now where I stand, a few short months after GTC DC, 1 year after last GTC, right here where I stand, I see through 2027 at least $1 trillion.
$1 trillion from Nvidia's Blackwell and Rubin chips through the end of 2027. Huang helped kick off the start of Nvidia's GTC conference today as the company continues to expand its AI computing. Shares of Nvidia were up 2%. The ongoing partial government shutdown is turning into more sick calls from TSA officers who haven't been paid in more than a month now. George Borick's a TSA officer in Atlanta and made this plea to Congress.
Fund us. Let us go back to work.
Airline CEOs have also sent a letter to Congress demanding that TSA officers get paid as lawmakers continue butting heads over Homeland Security funding and ICE reforms. And President Trump just revealed on Truth Social that his chief of staff, Susie Wiles, has been diagnosed with early-stage breast cancer. The president says Wiles' prognosis is excellent, and she'll continue working at the White House while getting treatments. And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Ricks, and this is Bloomberg.